Yo guys, what's up? This is Sam from Instinct Learning, and today I want to show you something. And this is a tad more complicated. We are going to talk about minor and major and a bit of music theory in regards to electronic music production because I'm recently using that stuff a lot. I'm using a lot of vocals, and I just recently started to work on Linkin Park Given Up as a bootleg, so that track will be released for free. Of course, because it's using the a cappella. But what I did is I I just simply took the a cappella. I didn't take any MIDIs, I didn't have a look at anything, and I just intuitively started to work on it without thinking about it much. And what is so unusual about Given Up, in my regard at least, is that it's a major. And I don't know, like I can't deal with major compositions for one reason or another, although I know exactly how they're built up. So I had a look at it, and ultimately I ended up just changing it from major to minor, because that's the usual mode where I write my tracks in. It just speaks more to me. So today I'm going to show you how that is done. And in general, like, yeah, how that is done. How would you work with something like that? So here we have our vocal from Linkin Park. We can have a listen to it.
I'm my own worst enemy. 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 I'm my own worst enemy.
And so forth. So that's normally, it's just like one phrase. Like in my case, it gets dragged out a lot longer because it's a trance track, so ultimately it's a lot about repetition.
Your own worst enemy.
Okay, so then let's have a look at this. This is the vocal, and with Vari Audio, I'm going to Vari Audio and then edit Vari Audio, or activate Vari Audio if it's not activated yet, and then it will get displayed like this. So what is actually different? What did I change here? Was it very complicated? So actually we still have something here, but then that's cut off. So yeah, so let's make that maybe a little bit more clear by putting a marker here so that you do not get distracted too much by the stuff that is right, because here we can see what would be the issue. This is an altered version, and here at the side, this doesn't get played, okay? The audio file is cut here. But usually the dominant interval would be, of course, a major third. So what is a major third when we're going from G? Linkin Park Given Up is G major. So we end up with B as the major third. B is, of course, like, yeah, it's the wrong interval. So what do we have to do? We have to take our B, like for example here, and however we do that, there are multiple ways. But we have to get it either on C, so now it's a C, or it sort of behaves weird sometimes, I find. Or we get that down to A, okay? This is the choices that we have. It's like we have to get rid of the B's, basically. That's what you have to do when you look at your audio file. Yeah, B, it was B. We don't have to do that here because it's not playing. The audio file gets cut up here. What you saw was basically inaudible. So this one is already fixed. If we go more to the right to this one, let's open the rest of the audio file, go to Vary Audio and edit Vary Audio. It looks sort of overwhelming, but really once you look into stuff, most of the time it becomes evident that it's manageable, especially with this kind of music. It's, it's not Brahms, it's not Vivaldi, it's pretty straightforward compositions most of the time. Let's go back in, but it's hard to explain, that's the problem. So to understand what I'm talking about here, you need to just understand one very important thing. And that is the basic difference in between minor and major. And the basic difference between minor and major is not much. It's just a semitone step. So, instead of B, it would be C. And, or A sharp could also be there. You just have to choose another interval to fix that. You cannot have a major third in a minor composition, basically, if it's not very much calculated. You can, but that would, it would it's beyond the focus of this video to explain you how you would use a major third, but only in a chord, because you have cadences, so basically changes of major chords and then minor chords, or minor chords and then major chords. Then you can have it, but in general, not. At least not in my composition. So I have to go inside here, look for the Bs, and then I will put them either down to the minor third, or I put them up on C. One of the two things. So it's like just one semitone up or down. And then you can go along and keep your minor composition. I get it, this video is probably not super helpful for most people, because it's kind of advanced, I guess. But for the people that know what I'm talking about, I hope that it maybe inspires you. But yeah, usually I'm not working with Vary Audio. It's just a tool in the toolbox, Like there is many ways, and depending on how you work, usually I'm working on original material, not on like a bootlegged audio like that. So then it's like a little bit different, because you wouldn't have to do all that. I would just have my vocals in minor in the first place. But what I actually wanted to make a point out of is how simple it is to take anything that is in minor and change it into major, or vice versa. Take anything that is in major and change it into minor, and you can still work with it. So basically, you end up with a minor composition with the lead vocal actually recorded in major, but then transformed into minor quite easily. And it works.
Own worst enemy. I'm my 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 own worst enemy. Given I've given given I've given given I've given.
Yes, guys, so that's it. Quite simple video. Just as a side, I hope that you enjoyed it. maybe you didn't understand it. If you have any question, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. Also, leave a like, put a bit of support out there for, a small producer like I am, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You might get some useful tips and tricks. This one was a free fire video, but often also we are doing tutorials, etc. So lots of interesting stuff, even some funny videos in the channel. So be sure to subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. Peace out.